I see you across the coffee shop, a book held in your hand. The same old habit, I'm the only one who'd understand. I almost caught your eye today, but I looked at the floor to keep the ghost of us from walking through that open door. I'm a master of the how are yous and the polite little smiles. Well, my heart is crossing oceans and walking through the miles. The words are sitting on my tongue, heavy and unsaid, like a library of stories that'll never be read. And I'm still loving you in silence, in the quiet of my breath, holding on to ghosts until they've bored me half to death. I'm a secret keeping vigil while the world just carries on, a shadow in the hallway long after you are gone. It's a loud and lonely fire, but I never let it show. I'm still loving you in silence, because I had to let you go. Conversations, and I don't even flinch. I've learned to hide the way I'm dying, inch by painful inch. I buy the wine you used to like and drink it all alone, checking for your happy birthday text upon my silent phone. It's a dedicated penance for a love I couldn't say, a beautiful addiction that I'm taking to the grave. If I screamed it from the rooftop, would it change a single thing, or just add another winter to a never-ending spring? So I keep the curtains drawn and I keep the volume low, because the truth is a burden that you don't need to know. And I'm still loving you in silence, in the quiet of my breath, holding on to ghosts until they bored me half to death. I'm a sacred keeping vigil while the world just carries on, a shadow in the hallway long after you are gone. It's a loud and lonely fire, but I never let it show. I'm still loving you in silence, because I had to let you go. Shh, don't say a word, I'll just keep it here in the back of my mind, in the dark of my chest, still loving you quietly. Oh, yeah. Clouds are bruising purple over the skyline at night, waiting for the pressure to break the city light. I'm standing on the balcony, watching the street lamps glow, holding on to memories I'm terrified to let go. Everyone sees the dry eyes I keep for the crowd, but they don't see the storm clouds wrapped in a shroud. The first drop heats the railing, a cold and steady beat like a drummer starting up on a lonely empty street. Only the rain knows my secret, only the sky hears me cry under the thunder. I'm finally letting out the why. It washes the soul from my skin and the sting from my soul while I'm losing the pieces I used to keep under control. In the middle of the downpour, I'm screaming your name because the rain knows my secret. I'm the only one to blame. If I walked through the house, the silence would be too loud. I'd see your empty coffee mug and feel the way I bow to a love that was a hurricane we couldn't outrun. Now I'm standing in the puddles, hiding from the sun. The water mask is shaking in my hands and in my chest. In the rhythm of the deluge, I can finally find some rest. Let it pour, let it flood, let the river start to rise until the world is just as blurry as the look inside my eyes. No one asks why I'm soaking, no one asks if I'm okay. They just see a man in a store try to fight his way. Only the rain knows my secret, only the sky hears me cry under the thunder. I'm finally letting out the why. It washes the soul from my skin and the sting from my soul while I'm losing the pieces I used to keep under control. In the middle of the downpour, I'm screaming your name because the rain knows my secret. I'm the only one to blame. It's only conversation, it's only conversation. Wash it all away. The sky is my witness, the rain is my friend. It knows how I loved you, it knows how it ends. The mirror's playing tricks, showing someone I don't know. Just a jagged little outline where a man used to grow. I'm reaching for your hand when the morning hits the sheets, but I'm waking up to rhythms of a heart that skips its beat. The coffee's only half full, the steam is rising slow, like every bit of warmth is looking for a place to go. I'm walking tilted to the left, leaning on the edge, trying to find the balance that was lost when you weren't there. Now I'm breathing through a desert, wandering through the dawn, with half of my heart is gone, and the went to our movie spot and sat in C14, but the colors on the screen were the grayest things I've seen. The popcorn tasted salty, like the tears I'm trying to hide, while the empty space beside me felt like a canyon deep and wide. I'm a ghost inside a body, just a shell against the wind, wondering where my life ends and where your ghost begins. They say that you can live with just a fragment of the soul, but they never tell you how it feels to never quite be whole. I'm a clock without a pendulum, a ship without a sail, try to tell a story when a hero's bound to fail. I'm breathing through a desert, wandering through the dawn, with half of my heart is gone and the better half is withdrawn. I'm a puzzle with a piece that fell behind the locked door, a melody that's missing all the notes it's looking for. It doesn't beat for me, it only aches for you, in everything I say and in everything I do. The pulse is getting weaker, the silence is so long, since half of my heart is gone. Half of the light, half of the heat, just a lopsided wall down a one-way street. I'm missing you. I'm missing you. Half of the light, half of the heat, just a lopsided walk down the one-way street. I'm missing you. The desk is covered in a graveyard of ink. I'm sitting on the edge, trying not to think about the way your name feels under my pen. A habit I break and then start up again. I've got a shoebox filled with the things I should have said, but they're just paper ghosts haunting me in bed. I fold the corners down to keep the secrets in, tracing over places where us used to begin. They're just letters I'll never send, words without a home, spilled across the pages while I'm sitting here alone. I'm pouring out my heart just to watch the ink dry, saying all the things that I choked on at goodbye. Library of longing, a story with no end in these crumpled up letters I'll never send. nights are too long. I tell you about the garden and the way the coffee tastes, and how much of my life feels like a total waste. I lick the envelope and I write down your address, and I rip it into pieces to hide the bloody mess. So what if I mailed them? What if you read every desperate thought spinning in my head? Would you call me up, or would you just stare at a pile of white paper that leads to nowhere? They're just letters I'll never send, words without a home, spilled across the pages while I'm sitting here alone. I poured it out my heart just to watch me dry, saying all the things that I choked on at goodbye. A library of longing, a story with no end in these crumpled up letters. I'll never stay. I still love you. I hate that I miss you. Just take on a page, just a bird in a cage. Never gonna send them, never. Dear you, I still love you. Dear you. The desk is covered in dear you. Just take on a page, just take on a page, just a bird in a cage. Never gonna send them, never. Just take on a page, just take on a page, just take on a Just take on a page, just take on a page, just take on a page, just take on a page. The desk, ink on a page, just ink on a page, just ink on a page, just ink on a page. The desk is asking you. The desk is covered in a page. Oh, the desk is covered in a page. Just take on a page, just take on a page. Oh, the desk is covered. The desk is covered in. The desk is covered in. The desk is covered. The desk is covered. The desk is The porch lights flickering, losing its fight against the heavy curtain of a Sunday night. I'm standing on the edge of where you used to be, watching the horizon swallow every memory. The gravel in the driveway hasn't settled yet, but I'm already drowning in a deep regret. The air is getting thinner with every inch you go, and I'm losing the only life I'll ever know. Now I'm fading like your footsteps in the falling rain, trying to find a pulse inside this hollow ache and pain. You're a blur in the distance, a ghost on the road, leaving me behind with this heavy, broken load. Every second you're gone, I'm disappearing too, just a shadow of the man who was once loved by you. Quiet as a whisper, losing all my life, fading like your footsteps into the night. I went back inside and I shut the front door, but the floorboards don't groan like they did before. Even the mirrors are starting to forget my face, like I'm being erased from this empty space. Your scent on the pillow is a dying spark, just a little more fuel for the cold and the dark. If I ran after you, would I even have feet, or would I vanish completely on the edge of the street? You took the color, you took the sound, now there's nothing of me left to be found. I'm fading like your footsteps in the falling rain, trying to find a pulse inside this hollow ache and pain. You're a blur in the distance, a ghost on the road, leaving me behind with this heavy, broken load. Every second you're gone, I'm disappearing too, just a shadow of the man who was once loved by you. Quiet as a whisper, losing all my life, fading like your footsteps into the night. Just a print in the mud, then the rain washes over, and I'm not even there. Fading, fading. fading. You're still sitting by the jar on the shelf. Living in a house I don't recognize myself. You left a half-empty glass and a book on its shelf, and it's silence so thick I can't breathe in the air. I keep rewinding the tape to the look in your eyes before the hello turned into goodbyes. I'm still holding my breath since the last time you said forever. Like a fool waiting on a storm that'll never break the weather. It was a hollow word wrapped in a velvet disguise, the sweetest of truths that turned into lies. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of you and me together, stuck on the day. The last time you said forever. So softly like a prayer or a vow, but the always you promised isn't helping me now. I'm tracing the ghost of your hand on the sheet while the world moves along on the edge of the street. It's forever a place that you reach without me, or a border you cross just so you could be free. I'm a prisoner of a moment, a slave to a clock that stops when you turn the final key in the lock. I'm still holding my breath since the last time you said forever. Like a fool waiting on a storm that'll never break the weather. It was a hollow word wrapped in a velvet disguise, the sweetest of truths that turned into lies. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of you and me together, stuck on the day. The key's still sitting. So the key's still sitting. It's a long time. It's a long time. It's a long time. The key is still. The key is still. The key is still. The key is still. Forever. The key is still sitting. The key is still sitting. Oh. The key is still sitting. The key is still sitting. The key still sitting. The key still sitting forever. The key the key is still sitting hanging heavy like a silver teardrop tonight, painting every memory in a cold and hollow light. I'm sitting on the porch swing where we used to watch the sky, but the silence is a mountain and I'm so tired to climb. The breeze is whispering secrets that I don't wanna hear. Every breath I take just makes the absence feel more near. Now I'm washing my soul in the tears in the moonlight, chasing a ghost through the shadows of midnight. You were my sun, now I'm lost in the blue, searching for a version of me that had you. The world is asleep while I'm putting up a fight. prayers like I'm looking for a sign. But the man in the moon doesn't have a peace of mind. Used to be forever, now it's never mine and late. Just a heavy heart dragging under all this dead weight. I'm pacing in the garden where the lilies started dying. You're out there living life while I'm stuck here undercover crying. Yeah, a tough guy facade with a fracture in the frame, right? And I miss you in the dust and I'm crossing out your name. It's a cycle, it's a phase, like the waxing in the wane. But the moon don't feel the cold and it don't feel the pain. I'm a lunar eclipse, I'm a shadow on the floor, begging for a light that don't shine here anymore. Silver beams on the driveway, silver beams on my face, trying to find a way to fill this crater-sized space. They say the night is darkest just before the dawn. What's the point of morning if you're already gone? Now I'm washing my soul in the tears in the moonlight, chasing a ghost through the shadows of midnight. You were my sun, now I'm lost in the blue, searching for a version of me that had you. The world is asleep while I'm putting up a fight, drowning in the sword of these tears. In the moonlight, on a lonely road, let the tide take me moonlight. And so goodbye. I'm staring at the ceiling where the glowing dark stars fade, thinking about the universe and the promises we made. We were written in the cosmos, a celestial design, but the gravity between us couldn't keep your hand in mine. The telescope is broken and the sky is turning gray. I'm watching every light we lit just flicker and decay. It was a cosmic collision, a beautiful mess. Now I'm wandering the vacuum in a state of distress. We were burning so bright, high above all the art, but the sky went dark when our stars fell apart. Now I'm catching the dust of a love left behind, searching for a spark that I'll never quite find. Yeah, look, we were North Star steady, now we're drifting out of orbit. Had a galaxy of love, tell me how do we exhaust it? Black holes in my chest where the heartbeat used to echo. I'm holding on to stardust, but you're telling me to let go. We went from infinite to finished in a solar flare. Gasped for a little bit of us, but there's no oxygen there. Trajectory shifted, now we're light years away. I'm a satellite signal with nothing left to say. Just a crash in the night, just a streak in the black. Once you hit the atmosphere, there ain't no turning back. We were supernova souls, now we're cold as the stone, falling through the nebula, dying alone. They say the light of a star takes 1,000,000 years to arrive. So I'm seeing the earth that is no longer alive, a beautiful illusion of a heat I can't feel, a cinematic ending that's starting to get real. It was a cosmic collision, a beautiful mess. Now I'm wandering the vacuum in a state of distress. We were burning so bright, high above all the art, but disco ball is spinning, but it's casting jagged glass, watching all the happy shadows in the mirror pass. I'm wearing that blue velvet that you said you loved the most, but I'm swaying in the corner with a memory and a ghost. The DJ plays our anthem, but the needle's out of place. I'm looking for a lifeline in a stranger's empty face. I'm dancing with a broken heart, trying to keep the beat, while the floor's turning into ice beneath my heavy feet. The rhythm's calling out for two, but I'm moving all alone. A king without a kingdom, sitting on a hollow throne. Close my eyes to feel you, but the music pulls apart. I'm just a lonely shadow dancing with a broken heart. Yeah, look, check the clock, it's 2 a.m. I'm spinning in a trance. Left me with the music, but you never left to dance. Now I'm counting steps like I'm counting on my flaws, living in the silence of your thunder and applause. You were the melody, the bass line, and the flow. Now I'm just a solo act with nowhere left to go. Got a tux on my back and a hole inside my chest, trying to find some motion just to give the pain a rest. But the tempo's too fast and the oxygen is thin. How am I supposed to dance when I'm losing from within? One step back, 2 steps further maybe. I'm a wreck on the floor, can you save me? Probably not. If I spin fast enough, will the world just disappear? Can I blur the vision of a life without you here? The lights are getting dizzy and the room is turning red. I'm dancing with the things that we should have never said. I'm dancing with a broken heart, trying to keep the beat, while the floor's turning into ice beneath my heavy feet. The rhythm's calling out for two, but I'm moving all alone. A king without a kingdom, sitting on a hollow throne. Close my eyes to feel you, but the music pulls apart. I'm just a lonely shadow dancing with a broken heart. Just one more song before the lights come on. Keep the music playing, don't let the silence win. Dancing alone. I still catch the scent of your coffee in the hall, in the shadow of your picture on the faded bedroom wall. I'm practicing the silence, trying not to call your name, but the empty space beside me plays a hollow losing game. The clock is ticking louder than it ever did before, like a heartbeat rhythm knocking on a closed and bolted door. Now I'm living in the echoes of your goodbye, tracing every promise that turned into a lie. Your laughter's like a ghost, just out of reach and out of sight, breaking through the quiet in the middle of the night. I'm screaming at the ceiling, but there's no one to reply. Just the haunting hollow echoes of your goodbye. I walked down to the corner where we carved our names in wood, but I couldn't find the magic, though I stayed as long as I could. The city's getting the dark.